Sup everyone, Darkscream217 here, and today I'm going to do another unscripted, off-the-cuff talk by myself about a particular topic. It's been a while since I've talked about fighting games, and for a while I've been looking into King of Fighters 13. I actually made a vlog about it. It's on Blip TV, but it was like a couple years ago, back when Super Street Fighter 4, not Arcade Edition, but the one before it, back when that game was still relatively new on consoles. I had my expectations a little bit, not too high, but a little bit high, thinking that it will at least be better than King of Fighters 12. And I picked up the game, a couple days ago. Played it out for a couple hours. Played a little bit of the survival mode, the story mode. Played some of the characters, not all of them. Played as some of my mains. And I gotta tell you, I wasn't disappointed. This game is actually definitely redeemable over King of Fighters 12. I don't know if it's the best one in the series. I'm still thinking whether or not 11 was better. But overall, I am really enjoying King of Fighters 13. Like I said, most of this is just going to be just me rambling, and they're early impressions. Obviously, I just got the game a couple days ago, but since I started on this channel talking about fighting games most of the time, I thought I could at least appease that part of the fan base who wants just to hear me talk about what kind of fighting games I like, etc., etc. Alright, I created a list to at least get me started on several topics, just in case I forget to talk about something that I missed out on or something. Graphics in the game are really, really good. King of Fighters 12, I thought the visuals were impressive until I saw it on HD TV. Then the pixel sizes got really huge on the characters. Well, it looks like they paid attention to that complaint because I played the game on HD TV, and the graphics, the 2D visuals, while not as fantastic as BlazBlue's, it's still impressive to look at. I mean, other than the fact that it's still a 2D game, some of the lighting visuals in the game, like if you were to set a character on fire, they would the character models will actually have like a lighting backdrop, or that you can actually see like shading, depending on what stage you play. I'm like, they made little touches to that made the game look really good, and the pyro effects and some of the shadow effects are also really impressive to look at as well. So just looking at the game is pretty amazing. Now, obviously graphics don't make the game. We've all said that dozens of times. So let's talk a little about the gameplay. It's your basic King of Fighters, like 4-button layout with roll dodges into it. Light kick, hard kick, light punch, hard punch. They've also like a bunch of other 2D fighting games I've seen in the past, they've also borrowed a little from Third Strike. They got the EX move system, where basically if you press like two of the same punch or kick buttons together in a special combo, or for a special move, they basically do an EX version of it to where either it does more damage, it does more hits, or if it's a projectile, it might even go a little bit faster. And they also have Neo Max combos, which are basically ultra combos. That's what they are. Again, they look really cool. They do a close up on the camera. They do a little close up shot of like the player doing the finishing move, and it has a little impressive cinematic, especially after you finish them off with it. Now, for the characters of the game, they brought back a good chunk of my favorites. I mean, there's some characters in there that I really don't like or care about all that much, but they brought back Mai Shiranui, and I know a lot of people are gonna like roll their eyes about her, but here's the thing: I actually main with her. She was actually one of my top main characters to use. Her and Terry Bogard were like the top two characters I main with. I still have to find like person number 3 for my own edit team. Oh, by the way, I gotta make another little disclaimer. Haven't played the game online yet. I don't know how the netcoding is. I am hoping that it's a hell of a lot better than King of Fighters 12 because I've heard that it was a bitch to play online with that game. But even if it isn't, it doesn't matter to me because I don't even play online gaming that much anymore. That's like a whole rant in itself. Um, but back to the characters. They brought back. Let's see. They brought back the what was it? King of Fighters 96. Iori's team with Iori, Vice, and Mature, which is weird because I thought both of those characters were killed off. Kim is now teaming up with Raiden and Hua Jai from. They were antagonists in Fatal Fury, or were antagonists, but they kind of still are a bit on the malicious side. The K Dash's team. I forgot if they had a special name or not, but K Dash, Kula Diamond, and Maxima are back, so that was pretty cool. Even though, looking back at it now, K Dash is a bit of a wet blanket. There's two final bosses. There's actually the sub boss and final boss. The sub boss is Psyche. I think that's how you pronounce his name. He's like an ancestor of Ash Crimson, and he has like there's actually a player character version of him where he's basically Ash except he dresses all white. He's an unlockable character in this game, but he has a boss form where he turns completely red, completely naked, unfortunately. And his projectiles and some of his special attacks, if he hits you with it, it freezes you in place apart from doing damage. And he basically has an attack that takes up a super move that takes up the entire screen, and even if you block it, you still get chipped to near death. He was a hard boss at first until Lance told me the best strategy is crouch. I know this is pretty pathetic, but these are SNK bosses we're dealing with. You have to like crouch and wait till he walks towards you, and you just trip him with leg attacks, and it's been pretty effective so far. And then after that, you have Dark Ash, which is basically Psyche and Ash Crimson fused together to form a super boss, and there's no real like cheap strategy. You just have to fight him regularly. It's okay. He's actually not that hard. But so far, that's the gameplay of King of Fighters. There's also a survival mode. There's a mission mode, which is like the mission modes in Street Fighter and BlazBlue, where you basically do a series of combos over and over. All that jizz. Now for the sound. In King of Fighters 12, they had an English dub, but I didn't know how good it was. King of Fighters 13 doesn't have that. It just has Japanese voice acting. It also has like two types of music. It has like the music for exclusive to the game, but it also has a Type B soundtrack, which has music from King of Fighters 96, 2003, and 11 as some of the team characters' theme songs. And which is awesome because King of Fighters 11's Ikari Warriors team, that's actually like one of my favorite songs from King of Fighters 11. Well, anyway, what else about the sound? They don't have voice acting in some of the cutscenes of arcade and story mode for some reason, even though they'll put effort into a little bit of animating it, as well as making the characters move their lips. Yet they don't have any voice acting for whatsoever, which I find kind of odd. But some things I like about the sound is that, depending on what stage you play in, it does affect the sound in some way. Like, there's this stage where you're like in the middle of I don't know, it's like you're in some building in America. I don't know if it's like on a construction site or whatever, but you can actually like hear the metal hitting on the feet as you walk or whatever. And then there was also a temple stage where there's like a bunch of like where it's like lit green, and there's like a bunch of people doing just worshiping something. I don't know, maybe I don't know. That's what they're pointing at, and everyone's voices, shouts, all the sound effects actually echo, which I thought was a neat little touch. There's an individual story mode to the game, which is okay. It's short as hell, but it does like it does answer some questions about the story arc so far. But the thing is, like, you play the game, you watch a couple cutscenes, and then you can actually like choose what cutscene you want to watch next. You can like see what team is doing what, or see what's going on at the Sky Knower or the aircraft carrier, or whatever. And you just watch those cutscenes, and they have like their own branches and paths, and then you get to the ending. I already got about 75% complete. I didn't get all the cutscenes, and some of the cutscenes really don't transition to a fight sequence, which is pathetic. Because I really would like to see more fight scenes. And here's the funny thing: most of the game, there's characters who are contributive to the story, and they were in previous King of Fighters games as player characters. Mukai, the boss from 2003, being one of them, and they're not playable in this game. They're just there for the story that was in. That was pretty damn depressing. Like Adelheid Bernstein, son of Rugel's son, he has somewhat of a role in this in King of Fighters 13 story, as well as his sister Rose. Rose actually hosts the King of Fighters tournament in this one. And it kind of annoys me because Adelheid, even though he looks like a Bishonen scumbag, he's one of my favorite characters because I just think he's an overall badass. So yeah, that's story mode as much of a nutshell as possible. Now, one little thing I want to mention, because just for the hell of it, you can customize characters like color schemes, which is they've been doing that in previous fighting games before, but I never touched with it because it always looked ridiculous for me. But they made it to where it's not that complex, and it's actually easy to set up colors. I just wish there was just a little bit more options with what colors to choose for what skin tone, whatever. Like, each character has like his own set of 8, and I'm assuming it's like the 8 colors that were used in the other alternate colors. There's like 10 alternate colors for each character preset. Some of them have like special, if you press the back button, Xbox 360 control directions right here. If you actually press the back button, some characters have like alternate uniforms. Like Raiden will have his Big Bear persona. Andy Bogard will dress up like Eiji Kisaragi a little bit. Kyo Kusanagi will have his classic uniform from King of Fighters 94. All that stuff, etc., etc. Yeah, I just been designing the 94 women's fighting team with Christmas colors for the holiday season. So overall, what do I think of the game so far? You know what? I like it, and I probably will continue to like this game. I definitely would recommend it. The game's got a $50 price tag, which is still $10 cheaper than $65, but hey, it's better that much cheaper than not cheap at all. Not cheap at all. I say it's well worth the $50. You know, if you haven't been into King of Fighters, I think this game will be a pretty adequate start to begin with. If you haven't been into King of Fighters before, because the gameplay is really much. It has improved that much. Sorry for the stutter and whatnot. Like I said, unscripted. Also, the game. I didn't know about this until I finally purchased the game, but it also comes with like 4 different music CDs. All of them are like music scores from King of Fighters 94 to today, which I thought was really awesome. So yeah, that's King of Fighters 13. Hope you enjoyed what I said. I hope this kind of enlightened you on whether or not you want to check the game out. I definitely say I would definitely say just skip King of Fighters 12 and go straight to King of Fighters 13, because some of the stuff that was in King of Fighters 12, the levels and what have you, especially, they are existent in this game. Well, that's all I have to say. Leave a comment if you wish. That said, Darkscream217 signing out.